I was 27 when I stood in that church, my white dress trailing behind me, my heart pounding with joy. It was my wedding day, and Brian, my fiancé 29, looked at me like I was his whole world. The pews were filled with our families, my parents beaming, his mom dabbing her eyes, his brother Matt, his best man, grinning beside him. We'd been together 3 years, building a life in our small coastal town. Brian was a high school teacher, loved by his students. I ran a bakery, pouring my heart into cupcakes and dreams of a future with kids and a dog. That day, under the stained glass glow, we vowed to love and cherish. I believed every word. How could I not? Brian was steady, kind, the man who'd leave notes in my lunch bag, who'd dance with me in our kitchen to no music at all. But love can blind you. Looking back, there were hints, tiny cracks I ignored. Brian's late nights grading papers, his phone buzzing at odd hours, the way he'd tense when I asked about his day. I chalked it up to stress. Teaching's tough, right? Then there was Lisa, his coworker, a fellow teacher who always seemed too close. She'd drop by our house with lesson plans, her laugh too loud, her glances at Brian too lingering. "She's just a friend," he'd say, kissing my forehead. "You worry too much, Sarah?" I trusted him. I wanted to. The truth hit 8 months ago, 6 months after our wedding. I was at the bakery, icing a birthday cake, when my phone pinged with an email from an anonymous sender. The subject? You deserve to know. My hands shook as I opened it. A zip file of screenshots, text between Brian and Lisa. "I can't wait to see you tonight," she wrote. "Miss you in my bed," he replied. Dates lined up with his late meetings. Photos followed, them at a bar, her head on his shoulder, a selfie in a hotel room, his arm around her. My stomach churned. I closed the shop early, drove home, and sat in the dark, the screenshots burning into my mind. When Brian got home, I was on the couch, the laptop open, evidence glowing. "Sarah, you okay?" he asked, loosening his tie. I didn't look at him. "Explain this," I said, voice flat, turning the screen. His face went white. "Sarah, Don't," I cut him off. "Don't lie. I have texts, photos, everything." "How long, Brian?" He sank into a chair, head in hands. "It started before the wedding," he mumbled. "Just a fling. I didn't mean for it to go on before the wedding." My voice cracked. "You stood there vowing to love me while sleeping with her?" "It's not like that," he said, eyes pleading. "I love you. Lisa was a mistake. I'll end it. We can fix this. Fix this?" I wanted to scream, to throw the laptop at him. But I was numb. I told him to sleep on the couch, said we'd talk later. For weeks I tried to believe him. He swore he'd cut Lisa off, went to therapy, left his phone unlocked for me to check. But the trust was gone. Every time he left for work, I pictured her. Every "I love you" felt hollow. I lost weight, stopped baking, stopped smiling. My bakery staff noticed. My best friend Jenna begged me to leave him. But I clung to the idea of us, the vows we'd made. The breaking point came at Brian's family reunion, 3 months ago. His parents' sprawling lake house was packed. Cousins, aunts, his brother Matt, all laughing over potluck dishes and old stories. Brian insisted we go, said it'd be good for us to act normal. I agreed, hoping maybe the family's warmth could glue us back together. Lisa wasn't invited, but her shadow was there. I overheard Matt joking with Brian about teacher drama, saw Brian's quick glance at me, like he was scared I'd heard. That night, my phone buzzed. A new anonymous email. Another screenshot, fresh from 2 days ago. Lisa to Brian. "When are you telling her it's over?" "I'm tired of waiting." My blood boiled. He hadn't ended it. He'd lied again while I was trying to save us. I wanted to confront him then, but the house was full, eyes everywhere. Instead, I waited, letting the rage simmer. The next day, at the reunion's big dinner, I couldn't hold it in. The table was set with roast chicken and wine, everyone chatting. Brian sat beside me, playing the perfect husband. Matt was across from us, telling a story about their childhood. I stood, glass in hand, my voice cutting through the noise. "Everyone, I have something to say." Silence fell. Brian's eyes widened, his hand grabbing my wrist under the table. I pulled away. Brian's been cheating on me. With Lisa, his coworker. Before our wedding, during our marriage. I have texts, photos, proof he's still lying to me. Gasps echoed. Brian's mom, Ellen, dropped her fork. Matt's jaw fell. Brian stammered, "Sarah, don't do this." "Not here. Why not?" I said, pulling my phone from my pocket. You lied to my face, said you ended it. But here's a text from Lisa, 2 days ago, asking when you're leaving me. I held up the screen, let them see. And here, hotel receipts, bar selfies. It's all true. Lisa's name wasn't new to them. Ellen had met her at school events, called her sweet. Now, Ellen's face crumpled. Brian, is this real? She whispered. Brian's voice was desperate. It's not what it looks like. Sarah's blowing it out of proportion. It was a mistake. A mistake? I laughed, bitter. For months? While I planned our wedding? While I tried to fix us? Matt stood, voice low. Bro, you did this? To Sarah? His shock hit me hard. Matt, who'd been Brian's best man, who'd toasted our love. Ellen turned to me, tears in her eyes. Sarah, why didn't you tell us? I tried, I said, voice breaking. I wanted to fix it privately. But Brian lied, and I'm done hiding his betrayal. The room erupted. Cousins whispered. An uncle muttered about disgrace. Brian's dad, usually quiet, barked at him to explain. Brian slumped, muttering, I'm sorry, okay? I'll fix it. But no one bought it. Ellen hugged me, sobbing, You're like a daughter. We didn't know. The reunion fell apart. Guests left early. Brian stormed out, claiming he needed air. Matt drove me home, apologizing the whole way. I should have seen it, he said. He's my brother, but you didn't deserve this. That night, I packed a bag and moved to Jenna's. Divorce papers followed. Brian tried calling, texting apologies, but I blocked him. The bakery's my focus now. New recipes, new dreams. The betrayal cut deep, not just Brian's, but the life I thought we had. Exposing him at that dinner wasn't just revenge. It was my liberation. I'd been silent too long, letting his lies choke me. Speaking out, letting his family see the truth, gave me back my voice. If you're listening, know this. Betrayal festers in the dark. Shine a light and you'll find your strength.